we found something we can't live without. But McKay's already saying easier said than done. That's not a good sign from McKay. Easier said than done. We're trying to dig out a little diesel motor here, guys. Look at this big old diesel motor. We turned the thing, and it does turn. So if it turns, it'll run, right,
yes,
Jay?
Sir.
Well, on today's episode of Doing Dumb Stuff, we're going to attempt to fire this little diesel engine on the ground. I'm quite certain it's going to vibrate violently, but
We'll do the old blower lawnmower trick. I'll hold my foot on this side and you hold your foot on that side.
I don't know that we're going to be able to hold it like that. Like, it's probably going to take everything we got. Feet, hands. You know that thing's going to vibrate. Anyway, we've got the fuel bled up. We got oil in it. We got a battery hooked up to it. We're going to attempt to start on this thing. We'll bring you along.
Well, it'll hit cam over at some point. You know, you don't want the cam over. I was creeping up on it. But if you go too far, they cam over. Start it.
Well, everybody, we didn't have a lot of footage because I haven't been filming. I've been working, but I haven't been filming. So Kieran basically put together a video, which is highlights of the year in review, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I have wanted one of these radial engines for so long to put on a stand and fire up. Dude, this thing is rad.
You got the Mac Daddy of them right now.
So supercharged, 1,000 horsepower, 9-cylinder,
1,820 cubic inch.
1,820 cubic inches. That ought to make my day. We got to find a prop hub. We got to find an old bent up prop that we can nub off, because I don't think these engines like to just run static. I think it's really hard on them actually to run static. But the ignitions are all here. These are the magnetos. Picked up the coolest thing that I have owned in a long time. Super excited to get this thing on a stand, trailer, however we're going to do it. Probably on a trailer, that way we can take it to car shows and fire it up. Well, it runs a lot better. Still got a little lean spot, and I still got something clicking in the motor. Not sure what that is, but we will get her figured out. We got the dune buggy apart, pulled the number 2 cylinder off. I've put a new rod in it. I'll show you what happened. So our prediction on that being jacked up was pretty close. Turns out the wrist pin bushing fell out. So that little bushing's supposed to press into the rod, and it just slides in there. So it walked out to the side. Piston was a clattering off to the side. Clunk, clunk, clunk. These are forged pistons, so they can take some abuse. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and see if we can get this old girl back together, and hopefully she behaves a little better this time. Looks really good. Everything's new. I couldn't remember what this motor was, but it has brand new rod bearings in it, so that's a good sign. Well, dune buggy's all back together. Cylinder head's on. Got the connecting rod in. It's time to see if she still has a clatter. Hopefully that wrist pin was it. Sure looks good inside, so. Sounds a lot better. Except the motor's a little lean. I'm gonna have to drill the pilots out and put the pilots in. Time to go to the sand dunes. Years ago I bought my first dune buggy. I think I was around 15. Because I don't think McKay had his driver's license at that time.
No, I was 15. You had your driver's license, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because
so,
by the end, I had my truck, so.
So, I bought this car from DeLynn Crofts. It was a 4-seater sand car, and it was a homely looking thing. I'll show you a picture of it. It was long wheelbase, had big old fat tires on it, but it had an 1835 VW in it. Pretty healthy running. And I got this wild hair that McKay and I were going to cut this thing down and shorten it up. So
make it a 2-seater.
We took it to my uncle's shop, and I don't know what we cut out of it. 18 inches, 2 feet,
19
something.
inches.
But we whacked it off, shortened it up, made a new roll cage out of exhaust tubing because that's all we had. And we took this thing out on the highway, and I told McKay, I said, I'll bet it'll do a wheelie. And I mean, we were a lot lighter back then. I'll bet you there wasn't 200 pounds between both of us.
Yeah.
But
half the weight.
we got this thing out in front of the driveway, and we popped the clutch, got it up into probably the best wheel stand you've ever seen out of a dune buggy. I mean, it's just right up almost on the bars, and we're just second gear just down the road, and we're both looking through the mesh on the floor, and what do we see?
The Kane County Sheriff.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, if I could have timed this like a movie set, I couldn't have got it more accurate. We're up in a wheelie, probably in the middle of the road, just coming down Highway 89 in Orderville. And here comes the sheriff in a Ram Charger. And I'm like, oh boy. So we dropped the front end.
Look, he just stopped in the middle of the road and turned his lights on.
So we drop the front end, we pull over, and he comes up, and ironically, he wasn't like upset. He was like, I don't think he thought it was cool. I don't know, maybe he did think it was cool.
Maybe that's why he didn't get that upset.
But he basically told us that DeMille, which was the highway patrol, was right behind him, and he was going to impound this piece of garbage and haul it to the scrap yard. So basically he made us push the car home.
Merlin says, I'll take it home, and he's like, you ain't driving this, you're pushing this.
So he made us push it home, which wasn't very far, but we pushed it down the highway, took it home, and me and McKay got in more trouble that summer in that sand car.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was so much fun. We could tell stories all day about it, but that was probably one of the coolest get out of jail free cards I've ever got in my life. Like, we are in an unlicensed vehicle on the highway doing a wheelie, and here comes Sheriff Joe Gonzalez around the corner, and
he just stopped and turned on his lights. He knew we'd come to him. He didn't have to chase us.
Yeah, we were all good. But anyway, we're gonna go take this thing for a ride. Hopefully we don't relive our past and meet the sheriff. Yeah, this is our ride home, guys. I love it.
We got some work
this.
to do.
Ooh, yeah. It's a little more burnt up than I thought. I thought it just had like a couple of little.
You know they call these Rochester fire starters.
Well, I can
And it
see that one's
appears
been on fire.
it appears that's how it got its name.
Do you think the fire started there?
I'm pretty sure the fire started there.
Do you think this battery's
I think
any
the
good?
battery will charge.
Yeah. You think it'll take a charge?
Well, the cells are all still here.
Posts are there.
But it's got AC.
Oh, it does. Factory AC. That don't turn. What happened here, though?
What happened everywhere?
Well, he said I had a little hood fire. I think it might have been bigger than
A little.
we were thinking originally, but I mean, come on, how hard is it going to be, guys?
It'll run.
That's not good. That's disappointing. Bomber. Hold on below there, McKay. Just hold it up. Yeah! Right?
Well done.
There's the cat. There's the cat. The cat's
going,
like,
"Where are you going
the
with
cat's
my
going,
house?
what are you doing with my house?
Where are you going with the house?
It gets worse before it gets better.
The track wasn't working. I mean, it wasn't getting traction at that point. So I thought I gotta do something. Started turning my wheels a little bit, and then it kind of started sliding down, and then it stopped, tilted like this. I thought, gosh, what am I gonna do? Do I just leave it here or just try to back it up a little bit? So I tried to back it up, and as soon as I started backing up, it slid down more, and then it's set on its side like this a little bit, and then all of a sudden just laid over.
So it was a
Just
slow roll over easy.
over.
So hopefully it's not too damaged.
And then I was just on the passenger side and had to climb up through the window. I shut it off right away, made sure I had the window open so I could get out, and just climbed up out.
You had someone with you too, right?
Oh, a little cat. I had a little kitten.
What's your cat's
A
name?
little kitten named Sparky.
Sparky. So
Yeah.
you and Sparky.
Me and Sparky
You and
got
Sparky slid off in a bad way. So you talk about being in a bad way. This is a bummer. So he kind of got stuck right here, didn't make the hill, and as he backed up just a little bit, he just kept getting in worse shape, and he slid down that hill sideways and over easy. I think it's gonna go here, clunk.
Come on, Toyota. I told you it's a Toyota.
Shut
It's gonna
up.
start. I told
Shut
you.
up.
Hardly
Shut
any
up.
smoke. A little
A
smoke.
little bit of
Oh, there's gonna be a
smoke.
lot of smoke when it hits the converters.
I kind of feel like I'm in the Impala again.
Kind of that same up in smoke feeling. Yeah. McKay,
The free 99.
back on free 99. He calls this free 99 now. Free 99. Nothing is free, McKay. Never eat free cheese. Anyway, this was the Dune buggy that was dropped off from the tow yard. We are trying to start it. We've hooked up the life support here from Papa Joe, and it comes over here to supply fuel. McKay just overhauled the starter. You probably didn't want to see how we overhauled it. Anyway, we're going to try to start this thing. So yeah, I guess you're going to be ignition there. I have no idea if fire inverter's right. So starter button.
sounds a little angry.
Yeah, it's rowdy. We've made progress. We made it run. We brought it from the ashes of the junkyard. It's a little smoky in here, McKay. Is that you over there? Anyway, we put cylinders on it. We cleaned the heads up. We got the thing together. McKay put new rod bearings in it. It runs about 40 pounds oil pressure. If the transmission will work, we could probably go drive it later.
It's not half bad for free 99.
It's not a beautiful morning at Glamis. Wind's blowing a little. Brad, his program's parked here. He's got sand dunes forming around his trailer. The wind's going to die down here in about, I don't know, a couple hours, they say. But the good thing about this wind, them dunes will be smooth for these old buggies. So as soon as Paul gets here, we're ready. Rock and roll. We survived that one, Brad. Looks like we got more to go through, though. I think you see one back around the curve, one in the middle, and then this is what we've come here for. I don't even know. I'm just going to leave it. We're going to start whittling on this thing and see if we can get it running. And maybe try to make it back to Havasu. Brad, he's going to be so mad. We're going to be broke down the whole way. I love it. I just, you can't even make stuff like this up. It's just good.
This one is coming off. Get your hand caught in it. Woo! I guess we can get higher and doing now? What you got going on over there? the vendor seems to be on the wrong side. You're gonna have to come over here and get the vendor. I'm gonna have to back up. My vendor. Oh my goodness. That was priceless.
Your fender?
I don't think that one's any good anymore, Brad. I don't think that one's any good. So here it is. So what is this thing? 1966. And it's
International.
it's international chassis. And what bus manufacturer made the thing?
I thought it was Carpenter, but I'm not sure
Carpenter. So 66 International Carpenter bus with a Deutz air-cooled diesel. What transmission does it have? Do you know?
now. It's got a
It's a
Five-speed.
five-speed Eaton or something.
I don't know what kind, but it's 5-speed with a 2-speed rear end.
So it has a 2-speed rear axle too?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got gears, Brad.
Yeah.
It's got gears. It's got 10 gears. So here's the motor underneath here. Look at that. Ooh, how deep that is. Like seriously, like that is.
That's an 1/8 inch thick.
Yeah, it's legit dirt. It's going over. Hey, sit down, Joe! Don't make me stop this bus! It went bang, and I was like, Craig, what was that? I said, I didn't hear something.
Of the Holly carburetor.
I mean-
Pieces. Here's the fuel pump.
Oh, there it is.
My goodness. They're not even pitted.
This side will turn. There's nothing rusted on this side.
All right.
Mind blowing.
Who cares? It ran. It did run. It freaking ran.
This thing looks pretty good. I mean, the bearings, there's not even corrosion on the back side of the bearings. The crank, I mean, look at that crank. That thing is amazing. There's a little bit of corrosion on this. I'm seeing it in the mains. I'm seeing corrosion on the main journals for the first time. But the rest of the iron, it looks really good. But yeah, there's definitely the water got into it there. Definitely corroded it there. Like I don't know. It baffles me how that could spend 30 years underwater, come out looking like a dumpster and still run. What do you think?
I'm amazed.
So yeah, the condition of this motor is actually pretty good for 30 years under 100 feet of water. Woo! Scary. This thing is stupid fast. That's a brake? Oh, it has a brake. Somebody gonna die. Somebody gonna die on this. This is dumb. Dude, I just passed a Prius on the highway. Like, legit. Oh, that thing was too much. Is this leather? That looks like leather. Is this leather?
The back's no one piece though.
It don't matter. How could they make it one piece? That, you know how big that cow would be if that was one piece of leather?
I'd want a big cow, one piece.
Oh, that's totally leather.
It is leather.
That's totally leather, guys. That is leather. So this whole couch, this entire thing, you know how many seats I can cover with that? Dude, that's awesome. Doesn't recline. Is it comfy? It's hot. It's hotter than the surface of the sun, McKay.
See that up there?
Those little puffy clouds there, they're making humidity. Okay, you guys in the south, we're like 118 with about probably 50. You think it's 50, 60% humidity? What are you thinking, McKay?
I don't think it's quite 50%, but it's higher than normal.
Okay, it's higher than normal. Here you go, McKay. Here, I'll hold this. McKay's angry right now. This is his hot anger coming out. It's hot. Don't cut yourself with them staples. That was a pretty good haul for the camped up here last night. Breakfast at the Thunderbird. Gonna burn some torque converters. Oh, it is just steep. Down to 2 psi on a 40-inch tire. I can already tell you it ain't gonna be good. Come visit some place like this. Got some people showing up with some cool stuff. It's definitely an old one and it's very original.
No brakes either.
Facebook Marketplace is called. Well, we're gonna hit the road, so
Safe trip.
here's what we picked up.
Are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir. Never built one of these early VW Beetles. Somebody cut the pillar here and put those B pillars in. Little hot rod. They're very expensive. What a pain in the butt that was. Rennie, she's just walking around on it, putting her doggy prints in the new paint. Dude, what's this? Work is magic and looking really project shipwreck. What a beauty! Look at that spider. He's a big old feller. Woo! Mayday, mayday, mayday. There's a house behind us.
They're pushing.
We're going down. We might really be going down now. Stand by, folks. We got an issue. You're no sailor, Jimmy. Pull this way.
How was your ride? The wind was just
The wind, I saw it.
ready to sink the old girl. This thing's going on the bottom of the lake today.
We're ready to go.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. I do believe we are floating.
We call these brush bundles.
There we go. You can feel the air coming out of them.
Be like a game of bingo until we find it again once it's on bottom.
Definitely a slow field. Out the trailer, getting it ready to go to Todd's. Good old Brad roller food.
Let's get a little bit of dry rock cracking.
These two brothers that I've known for way too long. It's bad, but it got hot though, didn't it?
This is
Oh
a brand
my gosh.
new 283.
Still smells burnt.
This motor was brand new. Look at the ash though. I mean, it just
Yeah, this is horrible to look at. That's the windshield right there. All this stuff's for you. Dig through it. That was hard to see, boy. In this old mini semi truck, we are rolling with a load of fiberglass. I've taken all my kit cars to the show this year. We are headed for Mount Carmel Junction. We're gonna park right in front of the Thunderbird sign and take some pictures.
Oh man, this looks so good.
Don't run too fast with them and slush them on you.
Yeah, they need to cool. Shine. Needs a trailer transported. A little coolant running out of here. It looks like a good old-fashioned throwdown here. Go check the dumpster first. Can't get caught either.
Out of there.
Hey!
oh, he left the cable.
Wonder where that fell out of. I'm honored to meet you. So rolling across the scale, just as it sits, this is 10,000 pounds.
Says yes, because it
Back to the drawing.
Dripping out of it. We're gonna have to translate some of these Polish tags. McKay's anticipating it running. And we're gonna punch some holes in those and get them brassed in. I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. That's pretty intense. Fire department might be here in a minute. Car almost had a heck of a mess there. Look at all those little needle bearings. I gotta tell you, this thing's kind of scary to start. There was a vehicle abandoned in the trail.
We won't do any of that.
To get this junk out of our desert. Feels like it's straight down. Like you are hanging off this edge. This could be yours. This is gonna be a problem. Pick to this is hard driver.
Been living here for so long.
I'm now your problem.
Thing that we can.
We might be done.
Go! Go!
I think we can celebrate.
Look at those.
I want to thank everybody for their continued support. Thank you for buying the merchandise, watching the videos. Especially thank you to all of those that donated to my friend Todd and Christy. Overwhelming support. I really appreciate you guys. It's helped them out a ton. They're getting back on their feet. And Happy New Year. Thanks for watching.